Good afternoon from the College of New Jersey, and thank you for joining us this afternoon for our pre-college webinar, Get an Edge. This is a webinar regarding pre-college programs offered here at TCNJ. Our schedule today is to run from noon until 1 o'clock, so we thank you for joining us over this lunch hour. My name is Susan Hydro. I'm the Director of Graduate and Advancing Education, and I'm joined today by George Heffel, Project Specialist from Graduate and Advancing Education, and Brittany Adelot, Program Manager from the Center for Community Engaged Learning and Research. I want to point out that there is a question bar on your control panel where you can type in questions to ask us. We will try to get to those questions throughout the webinar, but primarily we're going to be answering questions at the end. And there will be a brief survey that we'll ask you to complete at the end of the webinar as well. So we're going to get started by looking at why TCNJ, why the College of New Jersey for pre-college programs. Well, there are a variety of reasons, some of which we're highlighting here for you, but specifically, TCNJ offers programs for high-achieving high school students, those seeking to explore careers, college readiness, and community engagement, students seeking an intellectually stimulating environment, and those seeking to engage directly with TCNJ faculty and staff. So overall, it's an opportunity to get an edge and experience learning on a beautiful college campus with peers interested in academic and community challenges. The two programs that we're going to be highlighting in today's webinar are first the Bonner Summer Pre-College Program, which is residential. There are two options, and they are not scheduled at the same time. They're non-concurrent, so it is possible to enroll in both of them if you're interested. There's a 1-week non-credit college readiness program and a 2-week credit-bearing course option. There are a few courses within that. You're going to be hearing some more about this in just a few minutes. The Bonner Summer Pre-College Program is designed for rising sophomores, rising juniors, and rising seniors. The Pre-College Academy series is the other program that we're going to be talking about. This is a daytime program. It's non-residential. These are non-credit courses that are for career and major exploration, and they're designed for rising freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. And there are a few different program areas that are offered within the Academy series, and again, you'll hear more about that shortly. So for the Bonner Summer Pre-College Program, just a brief overview. Again, there's a non-credit residential 1-week option, which is focused on college readiness. That is scheduled June 24th to 29th. And then the credit-bearing residential 2-week course options, which are faculty-led, are July 8th through 20th. And the 3 options there, which you'll be hearing more about, are Sociology 101, History 177, and Political Science 100. An overview in terms of costs for the program. You can see here the 1-week option is $1,700 and the 2-week $3,722. Again, these are residential programs. This includes room and board, includes the tuition for the program itself, and you can see here it includes a mentored service experience, recreational activities, transportation to and from service and recreational activities, a workshop with admissions staff, and then the non-credit course also includes exploration of career and college major options, as well as assistance with writing the college essay. As mentioned, the Bonner Summer Pre-College Program is intended for rising sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and also those who have been accepted to TCNJ for fall as incoming freshmen may also apply to get a head start. The application is online. It's at precollege.tcnj.edu, and we're accepting complete applications until May 25th. In terms of what's required for the application, in addition to the brief online form, we ask for a letter of recommendation, and that can be from a high school counselor, a teacher, someone who knows the student well and can talk about their readiness for coming into a rigorous academic and service experience. And then the personal statement, which you can see here, we we say in about 250 words. Students should indicate why they're interested in community service. What would they bring to the program? What are they looking to get out of it? And then we also need an official high school transcript. The recommendation and the essay can be uploaded directly with the online application, but the recommendation can also be mailed or emailed to our office. The transcript does need to come directly to our office. If you have questions about the application process for the Bonner Summer Pre-College program, here is the contact information, our email address and our phone number, and the information as far as where you'd be mailing materials or where you would have your school, for instance, mail your official transcripts. And this information will be, for one, recorded in this webinar. I should have mentioned at the start. We will be sending you information afterwards where we'll provide you with the URL where you can go to access some of this further information as well as a recording. But this is the location where you would send your information. And at this point, we're going to switch to Brittany Adelot, again from the Bonner Center, and Brittany's going to talk about more detail on the Bonner Pre-College program.
All right, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us today to learn more about our pre-college programs here at TCNJ. As Susan mentioned, I'm Brittany Adelot. I work at the College of New Jersey Center for Community Engaged Learning and Research. So I'm going to quickly go through some more details about the programs that we're offering for the summer through my office. Susan already gave you a quick overview of these two programs, so I'm going to dive in a little bit further. So our Bonner Summer Pre-College program, we've been running for a few years now, very successfully, and the students are always having a really great experience and opportunity. As Susan mentioned, we have 3 courses that we're offering for this summer. We offered all 3 of these courses last year as well. The first of the courses is History 177. This course is taught by Professor Rob McCreevy, and it does an introduction to modern U.S. history and examines questions of race and inequality in terms of history. The students will particularly focus on Trenton, and the course will examine how local history reflects like kind of national trends. It's a really amazing course, and Rob's done a fantastic job teaching the previous years. The second course is Sociology 101. This 2-week course explores all different kinds of sociological things, which include history. So actually the sociology and history courses are very similar. And again we'll focus on some theory, but also some real-life experience, including their service. The third course that's being offered this summer is a political science course called Garden State. And this course we'll take a little time to, I'm not sure if your stuff all just went away, mine disappeared. My apologies. We'll take time to look at the economic and political backgrounds in terms of what it means for environment in our Garden State here, and the students will have really great opportunities in service as well. So the service for this year, the students will participate in the similar programming that we did last summer because it went really well. The sociology and history courses will volunteer with our Academic Sports Academy summer camp program. This is a K-8 summer camp for students in Trenton. The students have the opportunity to go over, the participants have the opportunity to go over to the camp from Monday through Thursday of each of the 2 weeks for the credit program, and they get to volunteer and help with programming at the summer camp, but they'll also have an opportunity to create lessons to deliver to the students as well. For the political science course, since it's environmental focused, the students will have an opportunity to look at kind of the farm to table model and how that works in places like Ewing and Trenton. So the students will have an opportunity to deliver meals through Meals on Wheels. They'll have an opportunity to visit the Trent Area Soup Kitchen, Mercer Street Food Bank, the Capital City Farm, and we actually have a garden here on campus as well where they'll have an opportunity to harvest vegetables to also bring over to one of those locations. There are many enrichment activities that we do during the program. The first day of the program is actually mostly team building. While the goals are definitely for students to get a real life experience in terms of a college course in community service, the relationships that are built are also very important to the program. So the enrichment activities definitely start with some fun team building and ice breaking activities, but during the weekends we've also had a chance to travel to places like Grounds for Sculpture, to Philadelphia, to the shore, and we'll be able to do those things again this summer. And then the last kind of piece for the 2-week program is the college life aspect. Students will be living on campus in a dorm. They'll be eating in our dining halls, and they'll really get an opportunity to learn what it's like to manage their time and what it might really be like in college. These are a couple just quick example schedules of what the programming looks like day to day. As I mentioned, that first Sunday that we move in is a lot of icebreakers and transitions and kind of reviewing rules with the students. Weekdays, the students will go out to service in the morning, come back for lunch, and then go to class and have some time at the end of the night for workshops, homework, or reflection. The weekends, here are 2 weekend days from our previous summer. The sociology and history classes travel to Philadelphia. One of the books that they read for the course has that as a key area to use to look at the history and sociological lenses and what that meant for Philadelphia. The political science class traveled to the shore to learn about Hurricane Sandy and the relief that is still happening there. We did some fun things along the way as well. We've also have a talent show every year. That's a highlight. We encourage everyone to share whatever their talents might be with the group as well. So that was the first 2-week credit-bearing program. The next program is a new program we're offering here at TCNJ, so I don't have as many wonderful pictures to share, but we're really excited to offer this for the summer. We've heard that this is an interest and need of the high school community, so we wanted to be able to provide that here at TCNJ. So for the summer's college readiness and community service program, we're going to focus first on college and career readiness. We'll host workshops daily to cover these 4 areas. The first is college essay writing. The participants will be able to complete a college essay based on the common application prompts while they're here for the 1 week. And this will be guided by people who have experience in helping students with their writing, but also have experience in the application process as well. We'll also be able to provide an opportunity for students to do some college exploration, have a chance to see what college life is supposed to be like for them and what they want it to be, and then give them guidance on how to pick colleges based on that, and if TCNJ is obviously an option for them. And then the second piece is going to be the career interest. So they're going to get to do a career interest survey where they'll get to pick, answer some questions to see what careers might be best for them, and then also do some career exposure. So they'll get to do some research based on that survey, and then we'll chat with them about what educational options match those careers that they're most interested in. This group will also do community service. It looks like, based on our scheduling, that the students will be able to complete at least 20 hours of service while in the program. And then here at TCNJ, service is also known as community services. We call community engaged learning because it's more than just going into the community and doing service. We want to make sure there's reflection involved and students really truly understand why we do service and why they're doing the service that they're doing. This is just some feedback that we have from previous years about the students' experiences and how they really enjoyed being on campus, that they've learned a lot, and that the people that they engaged with here were really helpful to their experience. Another piece to mention is that our staff at the center will definitely be our professional staff involved in the programming, but we also hire current college students to help be mentors and help with the whole program. So I'm actually going to ask if we can keep questions through the end about each piece, but if you do have questions, as Susan mentioned, throughout the program, you can type them into the questions box for us, and we'd be happy to answer them for you as well. At the moment, I'm going to kick it over to George, and we'll get to hear a little bit more about the other programs offered.
Good morning, everyone. This is George Heffel. I'm working in the Pre-College Academy series for the summer of 2018. This is our second year with the series. The series is faculty-led, and it is a research and career exploration that is led by faculty at the College of New Jersey. It's not by graduate students, so for a good majority of the day, the attendees, the students, will be working directly with faculty from the schools that are having pre-college academies this year. The programs are daytime and commuter. They run Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Those are the program times. There is a little bit of time available before and after, for a little bit of early drop-off or late pickup. The program is 1 week, Monday through Friday. The Pre-College Academy series is for rising freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, and it's designed for these students who want to participate in some career exploration with a TCNJ faculty member. They want to meet like-minded students who are very curious, who want to know the why behind a lot of things. They want to learn on a beautiful college campus with peers with similar intellectual interests and challenges. They're going to learn about undergraduate-based research, something that TCNJ is well known for, and they're going to learn how to highlight these experiences during the college admissions process, and that there will be a session with a TCNJ admissions officer. So as I had said before, the academic topics are taught by faculty, and they are very rigorous. But they are also assisted by a TCNJ undergraduate student who's majoring in the same topic. And our goal there is for the students to be able to get to know a college student, get to know a TCNJ student, and really have someone that they can talk about, what it's like to study this particular topic at TCNJ, what are the challenges, those kind of things. The typical day will have academic work, career exploration, small and large group collaborative and experiential activities, social time, and of course lunch as well. The day is probably made up of half to 3/4 academic time, and then after that also some time to do some research and follow-up work for the next day. And they will have, of course, breakfast at lunch at our newly renovated Eichhoff Hall. By the way, I eat there every day. It's a beautiful place to go. These are our 2018 offerings. We're going to have 3 this year. A business simulation, which is in June 25th to June 29th, and our cost is $1,100. We're going to have a natural science investigation, same dates and same cost. And then we're also going to have Vitalities, which is an exploration of health professions. And this year we're going to have 2 offerings of that, one in June and one in July. The application requirements are a letter of recommendation from a school counselor, principal, or teacher who knows the student well. It should talk about, address their readiness for rigorous academic experience, intellectual curiosity, things like that. And we also will need a school transcript, and their application is online. This is more a little bit about the process of the application. You can upload the letter of recommendation on the online application, or it can be sent via mail or email. The transcript should be mailed to our school, and we're asking that applications be accepted until May 25th. And this is contact information for the Pre-College Academy series. That is our email address, aspire@tcnj, our phone number, and then the address for the application materials. And just as a reminder, this slide deck is being recorded, and we can send you a copy of it, so you don't have to be scribbling down all these numbers now. And I guess it is time for questions. I will change this over to Susan.
Thank you, George. And we have been, I'm just going to get my screen up to that contact information there. And Okay, so we've been answering some questions along the way that have come in through the chat window, but let's see what else we have here. So we have a question on, so it's someone who had visited TCNJ for a college visit and is wondering how, if this would help in any way with the wait for a student to be considered for admission. So attendance at a pre-college program at TCNJ does not guarantee admission as an incoming student, as a freshman for TCNJ, or as a transfer student. But it is a great way to get to know the institution, to get to know faculty here, and for them to get to know you. So it's an opportunity for that to occur. It wouldn't guarantee the admission. Certainly, if the admissions office sees that you have interest in TCNJ, then that's good for them to know. Britt, did you want to add anything more about that?
Sorry, I have myself muted for when I'm not talking. I think that it's just a really great opportunity to learn more about what it's like to be in college, and I think any admissions departments at different schools will look highly on having those different type of experiences to show that you're really trying to prepare yourself for college.
Yes, that's a good point, and that's some of the pieces that both Brittany and George had mentioned, that workshops would occur with staff from the admissions office so that they could help you look at how to frame the experience that you've had in these pre-college programs on your college applications in general. Okay. And let's see, we have a question. Someone asks, I'm in grade 11, can I complete the senior year there? So this isn't a high school completion program. We do have opportunities for beyond these pre-college programs where these are specifically designed for high school students to come and experience TCNJ. We do have an opportunity through our summer sessions, our regular summer sessions with courses where a high school student can apply to take a class here. And if that's something that you're interested in, then we can offline we can share some of that information with you on how you go about doing that. So we have a question, if can we elaborate more regarding the pre-college academy vitalities and the health professions? George, do you want to respond to that?
Sure. Great question. So the Vitalities Academy comes out of the School of Nursing, Exercise Science, and Public Health. And that's a really interesting combination. So over the week, the students who are attending the program are taught by and led by a number of different faculty members in that school. So they will take have some time with exercise science, public health, and nursing to learn about all three facets of those health sciences. That particular academy is actually very interesting. It's a very physically active academy, particularly with the exercise science. They put the students through their paces as far as learning what it's like in order to test for certain, health parameters, for certain things that they do in that department. And I think the students last year liked that a lot because they were running, they were jumping, they were doing flexibility, they were doing coordination, they were doing blood pressure, they were doing body fat analysis, and they really got a kick out of that. I think that explains a little bit about what they're going to be doing. Oh, and the other one of the great highlights is with the School of Nursing is there is a simulation lab. So they will participate in a simulation lab that simulates an emergency room, hospital, with all the stuff that goes with that, and they'll learn how to take pulses, do blood pressure, heart rates, things like that, and really learn what it's like to be a nurse in those areas.
Okay, great, thank you. Our next question is, are these credits typically accepted at other four-year institutions? So the credit-bearing options are the sociology, the history, and the political science, which are in the 2-week portion of the Bonner Pre-College program. So whether an institution, another institution would accept credits is ultimately up to that institution. That said, these are courses that are general in nature, so that they, and we specifically planned the coursework that way so that they could be potentially applicable to a variety of programs. Britt, did you want to add anything to that?
No, I think that really answers, did a good job answering that question. We've never heard of any students have any issues.
Okay, thank you.
It's definitely possible.
We have a question about if a visa is needed. And for a student who would be in need of a visa to be here studying, then we would get you in contact with our Center for Global Engagement to look at what your status is and to look at what kind of paperwork would need to be filed to seek the visa that would be required to study. So if you do have a need for that, then please contact us at summer@tcnj.edu, and we can get you in touch with the Center for Global Engagement. Let's see, for the Bonner program, are roommates random, or is there a survey students take to pair students who share common interests?
I could take that one. Sure. So as of right now, our roommates are random for the summer program. What we do try to do, though, is have students maybe room with somebody who's not in the class that they're taking, so that they have an opportunity to get to know even more people from the program.
Thank you. Then we have a question, is financial aid available for these programs? Unfortunately, it is not. Let's see. Can high school students in the junior year start this pre-college program? Yes. So in the case of both types of programs, a rising junior or a rising senior would be, well, in the case of the Bonner program, a rising sophomore, junior, or senior would be able to apply. In the case of the pre-college programs, they're really designed for rising 9th through 11th grade students. Okay, in the career exploration component, do students visit any major employers near TCNJ, or is this primarily done utilizing lectures from faculty and online career exploration tools?
So the current, I think there's two different pieces to this. If you're talking about the 1-week community service and college readiness program, as of right now, we're not planning to visit go out of campus to visit any local companies, just for our lack of time with only a few days to work together. But what we've done in the past for other programs that I plan to do again this year is to bring people from all different types of careers to campus, so that the students have an opportunity to meet them and ask questions. But we will not be actually going out to visit any other local major employers.
Hi, this is George. Oh, should I
go
talk
ahead.
about that?
Yes.
Yep, sorry. Yes. So for the pre-college academies, that is going to be program specific. I know for the natural sciences investigation, which is focusing on field biology and physics, there is a plan to do an off-campus visit. For vitalities, there is a plan to visit either a local hospital or local physical therapist. And for the business simulation, from the School of Business. That is still being determined. I don't know at this point if there's going to be an off-campus visit. I would assume yes. I've run a similar program with the School of Business for undergraduates, and visiting businesses off-site was a component of it, so I would think yes, it is.
And our next question is, what would you recommend for a young woman currently in her junior year of high school so she would be a rising senior in the summer of 2018? So that really depends on what her area of interest is. So if she knows, for instance, that she wants to explore community service or community engaged learning, then she would want to be looking primarily at the Bonner pre-college programs because those incorporate that element. It's integrated into the coursework that's done, and that community engaged learning is, and Brittany can talk more about this, but that is a component of what we do here at TCNJ in general with our undergraduate students. If she is, if she's looking for more of a college readiness experience, that again would fit within the Bonner pre-college, but would be the 1 week non-credit option, and still would incorporate some of that community service aspect. So it really depends on what her specific interests are.
Susan, I just want to jump in. It looks like that was added after that question, and it looks like her interest is in education.
Okay.
If that's the case, I think it depends on which type of education you know, for a primary education, so like K-8 or higher or high school education, and then if that's the case, what topics. I think if it's elementary education, then the experiences that we provide through the Bonner summer program, through the sociology or history classes, where the students get to volunteer at our summer camp program, is a really good hands-on experience. But I think if her interest is in education in the sciences or the health care careers or business, then maybe the academies would be a better option.
Okay, thank you. Our next question is, based on the sample timelines, the students are actually in class for 2 hours per day. Is that correct? Go ahead.
I'm not sure if that's a Bonner or pre-college. For pre-college, I would say it's more than that. I would say at least 3 hours per day. Last year, what ended up, when you included the class time plus a little bit of the research time that kind of coincided with class time, it could go up to 4 to 5 hours.
And that's for the Academy program?
That's for the Academies, yes.
Okay, and Britt?
For the Bonner program, class is only 2 hours per day, but as Susan alluded to a couple questions ago, here at TCNJ we have a large community engaged learning component to our classes here. So because of that, the coursework and the service are really actually combined together. So while the community service might not seem like it's class directly, once they're doing the work together and really taking the time to understand why they're there and what they're doing, that is absolutely considered class time as well. So actually in class only for 2 hours though.
Okay, thank you both. Okay, I think, let's see, I think we have covered, oh, no, here we have another question. Let's see. How much of the tuition for this how much is the tuition for this pre-college program, and when does this program begin? So it looks like that this is someone who missed the start. So the pre-college academies, which are the daytime, non-residential, 1 week programs, are $1,100, correct, George?
Yes.
Yes, and the for the Bonner pre-college programs, the 1-week non-credit residential career readiness program is $1,700, and the 2-week residential credit-bearing courses are $3,722. So that's the time frames. And then George and Britt, did you want to go through? I'm sorry, that's the cost. George and Britt, do you want to go through the dates?
Sure. Hold on one second. Sorry. So for the pre-college academies, they are starting June 25th and they end June 29th. That's for the business simulation and the natural science investigations and vitalities. And then vitalities also has another offering July 9th to the 13th.
And for our Bonner programs, the 2-week credit-bearing program is going to run from July 8th to July 20th. And the 1-week college readiness and community service program will run from June 24th to June 29th.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so it looks like that has covered our questions. Britt and George, is there anything else that you wanted to add before we close out?
No, I'm good.
Good.
I'm good too. I hope that those on the call will be joining us this summer. We look forward to meeting you if you do.
Yes, agreed. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. As mentioned earlier, this is being recorded, so the recording of this webinar will be available on our website at precollege.tcnj.edu. We will have a survey that you'll see at the end of the webinar, and then you'll receive an email as follow-up. So please let us know if you have any questions that you think of once we close out. And again, thank you so much. We look forward to talking with you in the future.